came across this video and I think Timmy says it better. Let's watch.
The domino effect. How these killers interact. This is segment 5 and I want you to pay close attention to this story I'm about to tell you. Now the scary part is these killers don't work in isolation. They team up. Now how do they connect? Let me tell you. The cycle usually goes like this. You have an expectation you never voiced. When it's unmet, you make an assumption about it. That assumption fuels resentment. I always give. They never give back. And round and round and round it goes. And the circle continues. Now, this is my story. A husband comes home late one evening. His wife had an unspoken expectation. She thought he should at least call to say he would be late, but he didn't. And in her mind, that silence became a story. If he cared about me, or he respected my time, he would have called. Or maybe he's even somewhere, I don't know, enjoying himself. But instead of saying something, she swallowed it. On the surface, she's quiet. Inside, she is quietly resentful. Now let's look at his side of the story. The husband had a brutal day at work. His boss was on his neck, deadlines piled up, and by the time he left, all he wanted was to come home, sit down and breathe. In his mind, his unspoken expectations was simple. When I get home, I just want peace, a little kindness. Maybe she would ask how my day went. But instead, when he walks through the door, he meets coldness, questions, and a frustrated wife. No praises, no softness, no how is work. Instead, it feels like an attack. So now, both of them are disappointed. She thinks, he doesn't respect me. He thinks, she doesn't appreciate how hard I work. Neither one explains. Neither one asks any question. Both are silently carrying their own unspoken expectations. The resentment grows. The next morning, he simply leans over and says a simple, "Good morning, my darling." She rolls her eyes. Even his innocence annoys her now. And just like that, the distance begins. Not because he came home late. Not because she was upset. But because assumptions, resentment, and silence created a circle that eats away at love. It's like dominoes. One small push knocks them all down. Now let's pause here. Before resentment hardens into distance, before assumptions become truths in your mind, there are 3 questions worth asking. 1. Is this resentment rooted in an unspoken expectation? Think about it. Did I ever actually see what I needed? Or did I just hope that the other person would magically know? Unspoken expectations. They are like secret contracts. We sign them in our heads, but the other person never agrees to them. And then we punish them for breaking a deal they didn't even know existed. What silent contracts have I created in my relationships? Am I expecting calls, check-ins, affection, or certain words without voicing it or without ever voicing it? 2. Am I assuming instead of clarifying? The human brain is a master storyteller. When we don't have the facts, we fill in the blanks. He didn't call. He doesn't respect me. She didn't ask about my day. She doesn't appreciate me. Well, here is the truth. An assumption is not the same as reality. Most of the time, it's just a projection of our own fears and insecurities. Have I ever asked question directly, or am I punishing someone for a story I wrote in my head? Ask yourself that question. Now, 3. Can I break the circle before it becomes permanent? Every circle starts small. A missed call, a cold response, a rolled eyes. But if you don't address it, the cracks widen. Soon, good morning feels irritating. Silence at dinner feels like rejection. And before you know it, the relationship feels heavy. Not because of one big betrayal, but because of tiny unhealed cuts. Can I be the one to pause and say, wait, I don't want to carry this forward. Let's talk about it. You can be the one. It doesn't have to always be that person. And it doesn't have to be that person. Even if that person is in the wrong, you can be the right. So here's the antidote. How do we end this circle? The antidote is simple, but not easy. It is communication, vulnerability, which every one of us run away from, and clarity. Instead of silent contracts, Use spoken agreements. Instead of assumptions, ask. Instead of letting resentment pile up, express it early, gently, respectfully, but clearly. Think of it this way. Resentment is like mold in a house. It grows in silence, in darkness, when things are left unattended. But once you bring it in light, truth, honesty, conversation, the mold can't survive. The real strength of any relationship isn't in avoiding conflict altogether, but in having the courage to face it with honesty and love. So maybe the question to carry with you this week is, what circle do I need to break today before it becomes permanent tomorrow? See you on segment 6.